Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things. And today's video is a little spontaneous. I wasn't really planning on filming this the second I got home from New York, but I wanted to film this while everything was super fresh on my mind still. I'm realizing this is the first video I'm posting with short hair. So yes, I cut off most of my hair. I'm probably going to put it back since I'm going to do my makeup, but there's a lot. I definitely pre-filmed a lot before Ipsy live, and so you're probably going to see my hair change lengths a bunch for the next week or so. I plan on doing the makeup that I did for Creator Day, which was Friday night. I have everything, like literally just took this right out of my suitcase. I'm just going to use this here because I knew Friday morning I was going to do my makeup and it was going to have to last until Friday night. So I'll link everything I used down below, and I guess I can just tell you about my experience. It was maybe one of the craziest experiences I've ever had. So if you guys want to see me do my makeup and talk about Ipsy Creator Day, then keep on watching. Let's go. We literally got home maybe an hour ago. I ate some lunch, took a shower. So this is the first time I've washed my short hair, so I have no idea how to style it yet. And here we are. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. And I mean the beginning. My channel. When I started this channel, it had nothing to do with beauty. It had nothing to do with, you know, like wanting to, you know, network and meet people that did the same things as me. It was just, I had had knee surgery. I was stuck inside. I'd been spending so much time stuck on a chair for an entire summer, and I was just watching YouTube, seeing people do things, relating to people, talking to people in comments, and it was so fun and interesting to me, and I wanted to do that. I thought it looked so cool and so fun, and you know, it just seemed like something that I would enjoy doing. And it took a while for me to be brave enough to do anything makeup related on my channel at that point. And even when I did, I remember even like my first ever makeup video, I started the video with a full face of foundation on. Like I was so scared to do like foundation or anything. Like that was just not what I ever wanted to do, because like I'm not a makeup artist. I am just a normal person who likes to play with makeup and try makeup, and you know, I didn't know if people wanted to see some random girl in the suburbs of Philadelphia playing with makeup. I didn't know if that was something people would be interested in. So, you know, it wasn't until, you know, around this time last year, my channel started to have a tiny bit of growth, and that's when it kind of all started to feel real. I don't know. I never thought that this past weekend was going to be a thing in my life. Like, let me just start from the beginning on Friday morning. So Scott and I left for the train around, I'm realizing like my tan is fading in places. So Scott and I left for the train. We went to the train station Friday morning. We live about, I want to say 40 minutes from the train in Jersey. And then the train ride was about an hour and a half up to New York. We got off at Penn Station. The hotel I chose was in Koreatown. I didn't even know it was in Koreatown, but it was. And you know, it was this really short walk to the hotel. We got there, and we got there around 1 o'clock. And I knew registration started at 3:30 that day, and I was so nervous. Like when I say I was so nervous, like I barely ate for 2 days before the Friday. Just freaking out, like what did I get into? What did I get into? I have like crippling social anxiety. I like am super shy. I've been shy my whole life. Like what have I done? I felt like I had been like so naive. So we get to the hotel and I check in, and they're basically like, your room should be ready at 3. And at this point I was like, my heart like sunk, and I was like, I don't want to just, all I wanted to do was get our place and just relax for like an hour before I had to go. And Scott was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I'm so nervous. Like, I just want to be here when the room is ready. And I'm so glad we chose to not leave because, I mean, I think it was maybe 5 minutes later, someone said there was a room ready for us. So we went to the room and I just like laid there catatonic for like an hour. Then it was time to go. I didn't know what to expect at all. So we walked to the venue. The venue was maybe between 5 to 10 minutes away. And there was a line forming for registration. So I got in this line and Scott was very nice. Scott stayed with me in line. The whole time in line, I just kept saying, what am I doing? Why did I sign up for this? I've made a terrible mistake. And I will say, the one thing that 1000% that kept me in line to go into the event was I paid for that ticket. Creator Day tickets were $300. And you were promised a goodie bag when you got in. And let me know if you guys wanted to see a video about the goodie bags. I don't know if like a bunch of people have already made those and I'm late to the train. You can just let me know. I don't have to make one. I can make one. It's kind of whatever you guys want to see. But I was like freaking out and I was like, you know what? The one thing, if you know, this is really a bad problem, like at least I'll go in, I'll get that goodie bag and I'll walk out the door. And I was like, I was literally just shaking in line. And then registration opened, Scott left, and I walked in, got my wristband on, they gave us a program, and then you like, it was, so the whole event is 2 floors. So we walked up to the 2nd floor where we were basically told there was going to be a few panels. Okay, that sounds really cool. So I just take a seat in the audience, like don't know anyone, I'm not talking to anyone because I'm so shy and awkward. I'm basically just texting Scott this whole time, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know anyone here. And so the first panel was really cool. It was about partnerships and there were 4 people on the panel. The first person was Lipstick Nick from Morphe, Laura Sanchez, who owns Sanchez Beauty, I believe. We got her palette a few months ago in an Ipsy bag. Somebody named Noah who worked with like a modeling agency app, and then Jen, I think her name was Jen Yan. She's the owner of Pure Lease, and it was a very interesting panel. I really enjoyed it. The panel, this is where everything goes a little wrong. So the panel ends and the host comes up and he says, now everyone may go downstairs and create your own glam bag, which essentially was they had the little Ipsy glam bags and you could pick like 5 little samples and put them in. And that sounds pretty cool, except I believe there were, was it 400? 400? I think there were 400 tickets to this event. So that's 400 people going to make a glam bag. That's a single file line. That's when it started to get really crazy. Because at this point, kind of in the distance, I start to see people I know that I follow in the distance, like going upstairs for the next panel. And I'm like, like, do I just go upstairs and like try to meet them? Or do I stand in line for this glam bag? And like in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Like I came for this, my ticket probably paid for this glam bag. Like I'm going to get this glam bag. Somebody running the event starts freaking out that there's a fire hazard because everyone's just gathering and like, it gets a little hectic. Eventually I get up there, I get my glam bag. And at this point it's 5 o'clock. A bunch of us who have just gotten our glam bag start walking to these steps to walk up for the second panel. Security goes, sorry, this is closed until 5:30 after the second panel's over. So now, for a half an hour, I stand just up against the wall at the bottom of these steps, waiting, just waiting for it to be 5:30, not talking to anyone, texting Scott, this is not going well. Like, I don't think this is gonna work. Like, it's chaos. Like, I don't necessarily feel like I fit in with a lot of the people here. Like, I'm not like some like makeup artist, fancy guru, beauty influencer. Like, I'm just like this really awkward girl who makes videos. And it was just starting to get very, very awkward and very uncomfortable. And I felt super out of place. And then finally, the clock hits 5:30 and someone comes down and says, There are food and drinks upstairs if you'd like to come. So I'm like, I just like go upstairs. Like I'm not getting stuck in another crowd. So I go up the steps and they basically have like a bar here and like a little like food area here. Me, I know at this point, like I cannot eat. I feel like I'm dying. I'm like a glass of Chardonnay. Don't mind if I do. I get the glass of Chardonnay and I turn around and in the line, I see Kelly Gooch and Samantha March. And I was like, finally, I found somebody who like I actually know and that I'm gonna go talk to. So Kelly gets her food first, and you know, it's very awkward, first of all, going up to somebody and just like introducing yourself in general. This situation is even weirder, especially because I feel like I have to say, hi, I'm Rachel from Things by the Burke. Because when I started my channel, like I never thought I was going to be introducing myself. I like made my name what it is because I didn't necessarily want people to like be like typing in my name into YouTube finding me. So that backfired. But she was so nice. Like when I say nice, like I don't think that word describes her well enough. And then Samantha finishes getting her food. She turns around and sees me and she like runs up to me she was just so nice. Like, and Samantha said, are you here by yourself? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you should have told me. And she was like, stay with us, just like hang out with us. And I was like, okay. So nice. These like unbelievably nice. The next thing we go to do is, I think at this point the third panel had already started. So I only saw the first out of the 3. So we start walking towards, I guess, like the main room that has all these booths. And as we walk up, here's Jen Loves Reviews. I get to meet her. Then I meet Angelica. Like everyone is so nice. And then I realize next to Jen is Bailey Syrian. And at this point, like my awkward went full awkward, and like I could not say hi to Bailey. Like she is, like she's beautiful online, but like in person, she doesn't even seem real. Like I didn't know what to say to her because I felt like anything I was going to say to her was gonna make me sound crazy, and I just like I couldn't human when I saw Bailey. It stopped working. The brain stopped working, but I got to meet Jen, super nice. I got to hang out with Angelica. She was so freaking nice. Like everyone was just so nice. I cannot emphasize enough how nice everyone was. Like, you know how like you see people online, but like they're not really nice. Like everyone was so nice. We walk in to this room and it's like different booths for different companies, which is kind of what I expected. I knew that was like I didn't know anything, but like that was probably about all I knew. So the first booth was the Balm, and I genuinely don't know what you do when you go up to these booths. I was told, you know, make sure you have business cards. I had a business card and I made like these. This is what I made. I had no idea what to do. I had to have a cat on it. Like I've never had a business card for my regular job, let alone anything else. Like I didn't know what to do. So I had these business cards, but so we got up to the Balm and I'm like, I don't really know what you do. You just like talk to them, because like the booths sell makeup. Like I knew that much. But what I did not know is when you go up to these booths, they give you something. So like we're talking to the person at the Balm and they're like, yes, so today in your goodie bag, you'll either get to choose this neutral palette or this colorful palette. It's really up to you. And me, I'm thinking the goodie bag that came with my ticket. I'm like, oh, maybe they have like the neutral bag and the colorful bag. Like makes sense. Like this is where my head is. And then she's like, so which one do you want? I was like, neutral? At this point, I realized, holy crap, we're getting product at every single booth. And I'm just like this. Like, I'm on one PR list. I'm on BoxyCharm's PR list. Don't even know how that happened. So once a month I get a BoxyCharm box, and I have so much loyalty to the brand that I don't even cancel my regular subscription. So like, I'm not used to getting things like for free. So I'm like, okay. So we just keep going from booth to booth. And let me tell you something. I didn't vlog. I didn't vlog because I was so in the zone. Like, not even in the zone. Like, I was just on cloud nine. Like, I was hanging out with these people that I look up to, and they were being so nice to me, and we were just talking and like everything just seemed like so normal. Like, it doesn't feel real. Oh, side note, I cried a lot this weekend, so I'm going to try really hard not to cry right now. But let me show you this picture. Like, I am going to frame this. This picture, we went to the Wen hair care booth, and they had dogs, and you could take your picture with the dogs. This picture is me, Samantha March, Angelica, and Kelly, all with these dogs. They were just so nice. I sent this picture to my mom, and her reply was, I know those dogs from QVC, so apparently the dogs are famous too. It was a very just overwhelming experience. I'm trying to think. There was one point where there was like a wall that had spigots and margaritas came out. So that was really cool. I'm trying to, like, the brands, the people that worked at the brands were all so nice. The Pixie booth was so, like, they were so nice. Everyone was just so nice. Like, I don't understand how it was real. It just didn't feel real. Nothing about it felt real. I'm trying to think. So I think after we went to Pixie was when we caught up with Ashley, Clady, and Makeup by Molly. Again, crazy. I went up to Ashley and I was like, hey, I'm Rachel from Things by the Burke. And she was like, I thought you looked familiar. And it choked. I was like, I look familiar? Ashley's sister Jalen was there, and we might be best friends. She became my business manager at the event. She is awesome. It was just so crazy. Like, just walking around, hanging out with people. Like, I was trying to explain this to Scott, and I was like, I have never in my life hung out with somebody who does the same thing that I do. I don't know anyone who sits down and makes videos on YouTube. So it was so crazy just being around people who do what I do. That's never happened to me before. We go downstairs to see the rest of the booths. And I think at this point it was just me, Ashley, Kelly, and Jalen. We go downstairs, and Ashley and Kelly hadn't done their own glam bags yet, so they went to do that. And guess who was in the room with us? It was Gigi Gorgeous. Me trying to explain this one to Scott, I was like, Scott, Gigi Gorgeous is like on the same level as like Jenna Marbles and Shane Dawson. Like, she is an OG YouTube, like she is OG. And this is when I fangirled the hardest, because Jalen said she would take my picture with Gigi, and I went up to Gigi and spouted out, oh my God, Gigi, I saw that you had a collab with Ipsy, and I was thinking, oh my God, is Gigi gonna be there this weekend? So I am really good at keeping it cool, calm, and collected. And did a little photo shoot with Gigi. Might be one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. But then we went to a lot of the booths downstairs, and if you want to know the tea on the booth that had the most fun booth with the most fun people that we had the greatest time with, it was Sol de Janeiro. We had so much fun at that booth. The people working at the booth were a good time. Everyone, like, it made me happy that like a brand I really, really like to use the products from just has awesome people. So I was super excited. And they just like gave me a giant, like, they went like this with packets of Boom Boom Cream and dropped them in my bag. And I was like, huh, that's like gold to me. I got to meet Ofra. That was pretty crazy. One of the people who work at Moda Brushes really liked that my business card has cats on it, so that was cool. I got to meet Lauren Della Fera, finally. I feel like I've been talking to her for a while, and we finally got to meet. She is very funny. I had a good time with her. Oh, I met Madison Miller. She is so tall. Let me tell you, I feel like everyone I met was like super short like me. Madison, wow. She was so tall. I did tell her, I was like, you're one of like the first beauty channels I feel like I started watching. And Roxette was there with her. The night, once everything kind of started flowing and into the groove of things, it just felt like the night flew by. And next thing I knew, they were telling us like that they were closing and everyone had to collect their glam bags. And it was really confusing because the tickets said the event went till 9, but they said this announcement at 8 o'clock, which was kind of not the most exciting thing. Like I was like on cloud 9 and like it was like, oh, we're done now. Everybody collect your stuff. We have to go back upstairs to get our glam bags. And they hand us 2 bags. One's this little black satchel basically, and it has a bunch of Wen hair care stuff in it. And I'm like, okay. Then they hand us this pink bag and they hand it to, and you're like, oh. I'm like, this thing weighs like 50 pounds. What the heck? And I'm texting Scott because Scott was nearby. He had been with a friend who lives in New York. And I was like, how close are you? Because at this point, I had this giant bag, this other bag. I had a bag of stuff from all the booths. And I also had a bag from Ofra because Ofra gave us like almost their entire holiday collections. And I was like, I can barely move. Like I'm like falling over from all this stuff. And he even agreed that the bag was heavy. So, and it was just so funny because like Scott knows how much I love these people, and I got to say goodbye to everyone, and I even like pointed and I said like, look who that is. And he was like, is that Samantha March? I was like, oh, you recognize her because I play your videos all the time. It was just so cool. Such a cool experience. And then we get back to the hotel and Scott videoed me like actually like opening these bags and seeing what was in them, and I was just overwhelmed. I've never gotten so much stuff in my life. And you know, I spent all weekend crying. I woke up in the middle of the night, like Friday night, just crying because, you know, I was so scared to go, and I tend not to fit in with people, and I'm awkward, and I just feel like I have hobbies that like a lot of people I know don't have the same hobbies as me, and being around people who understand the passion and you know, they get it and they know what it's like, and they were so welcoming. Like they didn't care that I have a smaller channel. Everyone was so nice, and it's not what I expect. It's not that I didn't think people were gonna be nice. It's just I felt like I was included, and that was a big deal. I just realized the lip gloss I used is in my purse. Let me go grab that really quick. All right, I'm back. I don't even know what to say. Like this entire experience, I couldn't have guessed it would be like this if you had asked me a week ago. Hey, I mean, like the beginning of the event, I was about to just walk out the door because I was convinced that like I didn't fit in, and I was too shy and quiet and awkward and weird and different, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I'd love to go back again next year. That would be awesome. I will have everyone's channel I talked about linked down there. I did make a packing for New York video that'll be going up at some point. I did vlog what I could of our trip. Like we did do a lot of cool stuff in New York. We had a fun time. Like the last 2 days doing New Yorky stuff. I hope I didn't forget any important details. It was just so cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I had a really good time. This is the makeup I wore. I honestly didn't want to go super over top. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just somebody who likes to wear makeup. So this is what I wore. It lasted the entire day. That was great. If you have any questions of things I didn't answer, let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's it for this video. As usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!